Agape Souls Shoutique. High-end boutique looks and quality with affordable pricing. Located at 6025 Martin Luther King Street South in St. Pete. Choose from our amazing selection of stylish, fashion-forward heels, wedges, boots, children's shoes, accessories, and much more. You can shop now and pay later, interest-free with Afterpay. Subscribe to our website and get huge savings on our latest products at AgapeSoulShoutique.com. For more information, call 727-379-1318. Come give your feet the royal treatment and check us out at Agape Soul Shoutique today.
Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmond.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project, the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That?
See That.
And we like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because
smart
is the new
gangster.
Baby.
And if you don't know, now you know. No.
You know what? It's on my mind to really sit there right there real quick.
Where?
The New Image Project.
Okay, let's talk about it.
You know, a lot of people who joined us in between or in the middle, they don't even know what the New Image Project is. Where does it come from? Who is See That? What is that?
Okay, those are very good questions. So the New Image Project is an acronym for Information, Media, Arts, Graphics, and Entertainment.
Okay.
And it's a project that was developed as a part of our Stop the Violence work. So when we were doing the STV-12 work, really the build up to that, we did some focus groups and had lots of conversations with people about what are some of the causes of the violence and the imagery. And a lot of times it came back to like the music, the media, and all of that. And so
it kind of still do.
Yeah, it still do.
Still come down
to
the
music, it's the video games, it's the it's the images that they see on TV. And so we created a whole program and project around it. And so as a part of that, we've done Smart as the New Gangster mixtape.
Yep.
Right. We did the Art in the City, the movie was part of the New Image Project.
Yep, that's right.
Really being able to show
Agent X,
and Agent X 2, right?
And now we're working on Agent X 3.
Right.
So that's gonna be a big thing for the New Image Project.
Being able to show black superheroes.
I mean, black people doing blacknificent things.
That's right. And so that's what the New Image Project is all about. And so and if you could tell them who See That is, that would be.
See That is the community. It's the Community Development and Training Center started by your brother John and Jabbar Edmond back in 2012. Well, we started first.
Yeah,
when the People United for Progress.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
I want to bring that back.
People United for Progress.
I want to bring that back with the brown like pennies.
You don't know nothing about People United for Progress.
We need to bring that back. But on Community Development and Training Center, we've been in the community for the better part of 10-12 years, doing work in the community on all sectors, right? We didn't just pick one sector of nonprofits or one thing to do. We kind of put our mind around the many things that go wrong in our city. That's why y'all kind of see us doing a lot of things, leadership development, running a lot of programs and doing a lot of community meetings. That's what Community Development and Training Center, the center.
Yes.
And in the center, everything
center of activity
revolves around.
My brother.
He taught me that.
So we welcome y'all. Thank y'all. Yes. Thank y'all for rocking with us over the years, man. And we've been able to do some amazing things together. And looking forward to doing more.
Yes, this new round of work.
Yeah, this new round, this new phase, this new, iteration. I learned that from Larry Newsom.
The new unit of time.
An iterative process. New unit of time.
New unit of time.
You quiet. What's happening with you?
It wasn't my conversation.
It wasn't your, you didn't have an answer to those questions.
That was y'all doing your
you didn't have an answer to those.
Yes, I'm okay.
Like it sound like a room. It ain't sounding like it needs to be sounding.
So how does it sound to y'all?
Like we in this room and not.
Thank y'all. We doing production live. This is Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. This is how we do it.
Yeah,
we're gonna do production. Tell us how it sound. How you like it? Do it sound good to you?
Yeah, the way we have done it has inspired so many other people to do it.
Okay,
because we do it and we like perfect in our imperfections, and so we don't even mind
like that.
Showing you
that it don't work,
how to do it, right? as we figure out how to do it, like trying to know how to do it perfectly don't stop us from doing it,
and showing you that it can be done.
That's right.
I think that's one of the things that sometimes be a blessing, but it be a mixed blessing.
Yeah,
because they don't necessarily come to you to work with you. They look at you and just say,
I can do that.
Let me do. And then I'm gonna do it like that. And ain't nothing wrong with that. It's a beautiful thing. I love it. It's a beautiful thing. That's why I say it's a mixed thing because I love it. Because at the same time, we getting more done.
Yeah.
With the what they say, many hands make light work.
It really does. It really does. And so I see you. What's good? That's, my wife is on. Hey, sweetie.
My twin plane, she asked me was all right.
Bookie Slim, what's good? I see you. Grand Rising. Chandra, what's happening?
Urban Drinkery.
Sound good. She can hear.
Yes, that's Urban Drinkery.
She got the coffee
concert
tomorrow.
Okay. Oh yeah, second Saturday. I saw that.
With Mike King.
Yeah.
Mike King will be the featured artist tomorrow.
Nice.
Yes.
Coffee concerts. Man.
Yeah, those are beautiful things, man. Big shout out to the whole Deuces Live because Sandra is the president of the Deuces as well. Big shouts out to Sandra and all the people doing work, all the neighborhood association presidents.
Yep.
Right, because these work is where it starts. Our neighborhoods is where it all begins.
That's right. So we're doing local shout outs and just celebrating the best of the Tampa Bay area. Y'all tag somebody who deserves a shout out. Put them in the comments.
That's right. Put them in the comments.
Like if you know they're doing something amazing, put them in the comments.
That's right. Put their name, tag their business.
That's right.
Tell us what they do.
That's right. So the Amazon blackout.
Was it an Amazon blackout?
It's supposed to be starting today, the 7th through the 14th.
Who organizing this
whoever
mess?
organized
who is with this, man?
Like I was with you.
We got to do some investigating. We got to do some investigative reporting.
Amazon, right? I can.
Look, that's how you build muscles. You start light, and you do the 1 day blackout. And now they put Amazon for a week on you.
But no, Target has already been blacked out.
Okay.
There was a report that it was $12.5 million short.
Million or billion?
Million. Was it billion?
Because
they got their money in billions these days.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you that the first report that I saw a month ago was $15 billion.
So we questioning the sources.
Oh yeah,
that's right. We supposed to. We got to look at it twice.
But I do think Target has been.
But 12 and 15.
Yeah, what's good.
But one thing I say about Target is the biggest employer of Black citizens. Outside of the government, and a lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that.
But it's still important for us to do boycotts and strikes and blackouts, even though they're a huge employer. Sometimes we got to do it because they're a huge employer of Black people. Yeah. Because Black people helping you build your empire, and you got to look out for us.
Right.
You got to look out for us.
Yeah. So what y'all think about that? The Target, numbers.
So I want to tell you. So Target numbers, I think they got a hit. I don't really know what the number is. I really do miss Target.
Okay. You having Target withdrawal?
I'm not having like.
Okay.
Right, and like
I can't believe you.
Yeah.
I can't believe you. I miss Target.
Yeah, right.
But
this is a real thing.
We transparent here.
But no, this is a real thing. That's why I respect it.
So this is what I am. I'm a committed and I'm a disciplined person.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I know once I commit to something, I can stay true to the path.
Right.
So I mean, as much as I used to, I ran to Target and got my clothes. I was a Target girl.
Okay.
Target has not seen me since.
That's what's up.
Yeah, they extending it too.
Yeah. So they taking the hits, man.
They taking hits. They trying to extend it.
But this is what I said too. I said after my experience with the blackout.
What was the experience?
All of the back and forth.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
Just all the back and forth. Like it was something that I thought was pretty straightforward. We just 24 hours. Don't spend no money. Go to Black businesses and call it a day. 24 hours.
Yeah.
But what did it become?
Man, it became like
a big old ball
messy.
of cluster.
Yeah, fugazi.
Man.
It's just like you can't please people. And I'm gonna tell you, the people who argue the most are the ones that's supposed to be the most pro-Black. They're always out here screaming, Black businesses, do this. And I found it that like when somebody said a Black, what you doing that for?
I was surprised. I was surprised with the criticism.
Criticism was the ones who already was kind of walking that line.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is kind of the show and look in the mirror. If you don't do it, you don't like it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just because, so
that's what you took. If it ain't your thing,
I don't like it because again, these same people been screaming.
Yeah.
About support Black businesses. Do this.
Hit them in the pockets. Yeah.
And then once an organization organized and it was big enough that it did everybody, them same people is like, that don't mean nothing what we doing.
I
But
saw
this-
monkey see,
but-
monkey
but-
do.
but
I saw
it's-
follow the
it's-
leader. I
it's-
saw. I'm like, what is this all
It's
about?
valid points in both sides.
Okay,
right?
help me with
I
that.
think that we have a space where we can dissent.
Yeah.
We don't have to
Okay.
stand up right behind each other. And my community license ain't on the line because I shot. You get what I'm saying? I don't see
Some
it like
people
that.
made me.
That's how
they were trying to make me think
but
it was like
that's-
I'm not being.
but the day
true,
after.
I'm not being authentic, and it's like, what you doing? Why you in? It was like real. It was like a real whole thing.
No, it was.
And I'm like, it's 24 hours. Like, and what started it for me, I just saw it. I put the question in the, I just asked the question: are you doing the 24-hour blackout?
You should have did a thing on that so we can, because that was a whole
Okay, what the
thing.
people say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That was
I thought we did. We did what the
We
people
did.
say.
We
We did
did what the people say.
what the people say. But here's the thing. That's how it started. It just started with the question. Like it was like a real question because I didn't know about it. I just heard about it and I just asked the people who was doing it. I didn't know the thing was gonna take flight and people was gonna share it, 10,000 times. And then now they're saying Brother John beating the drum, he the face of this thing. It's like I just asked if you was gonna do it.
And first of all, let me say this.
Like I ain't like leading the charge and organizing people, and I ain't calling, making phone calls. Hey man, make sure you black.
Hey, but it's a cautionary tale.
I just asked the question.
But it's a cautionary tale. It's
Yeah.
a cautionary tale because
It is.
because like people do look at us like that.
Yeah,
People look at us.
that was
dead
one of
in
my
the eye.
takeaways.
People
Yeah,
dead and I like I'm telling you, I got calls and texts after I show.
yeah.
Oh, Jabbar, you owe Kiana apology. Let me show you. My sister.
Wow.
My sister
Wow.
sent me this.
And it says,
Hold on.
look, King Jab, do you believe it
do
was backlash because it was led by Christian leaders? I don't know.
Who was the Christian leaders? Because who knows who this really was
But
led
that's
by?
the thing. I do.
Listen.
I think I know.
No, I know.
I saw the People's Union USA. That was who
But
I
did you
saw
see
as
the president?
as the organizer.
Did you see the president?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
And you didn't
Yeah.
see the
I
president?
did.
The president of
He did.
So hold on,
the
hold on.
president of what?
The organization.
The white dude, John Schwartz or something
Yeah,
like that.
see,
Yeah,
he
I
didn't
saw him. Like I pulled a string a little bit. You know what I
I
mean?
didn't see him, but he heard the radio.
Oh, he saw him.
Hold on. I'm going to my sister's
He came in
message.
here and said that he listened to it. He did
Look,
not
she wrote
see
me
who
a
it
book
was.
about this. Look, she wrote me a book about this.
Okay,
man.
so go ahead. Read.
Listen. She said first you owe Kiana an apology because you're supposed to tell your team what you're doing. If you ain't gonna do it, you need to tell your team, and so y'all can talk about it.
Oh,
Hold on.
I did see that.
Listen,
I saw
Hold
it.
on. You need to talk about it with your team before you do it. If y'all say y'all gonna do something, y'all leaders in the community,
Okay.
people looking up to y'all, and
And that was the thing. I forget that a lot of times. I really do. Because I don't see myself
we
like
regular
that.
people, but
Yeah.
at the same time, people ain't looking at us regularly.
And I'm starting to think with that now because I really don't think about myself like that. And so these phone calls was like a reminder, like, what you doing, man? Where we go? And I'm like, this is my personal page. I'm just making a personal statement.
It's like back when Obama was president and he text something.
Yeah.
You can't just text anything.
I'm
No,
like,
but
wow.
but see, I'm with that.
Yeah.
With knowing that people value the things that we say on this
I
show,
appreciate it. Yeah.
right? And so again, like we're always talking about unity and sticking together.
Mm-hmm.
When this
Hold on. I ain't finished my message.
it was like I done changed.
But that's how I started. But then he came back around at the end, though.
I ain't never leave, but that's the problem. That's the problem I was trying to demonstrate.
That's why he said there's room for
Listen,
dissent.
that's why
Yeah.
I got. That's what I wanted to demonstrate is that yes, we can
Yeah.
be together.
He's so good at that.
Listen,
He's so good at
we can be.
trying to twist it.
Listen, we can be.
He was devil's advocate.
Listen, no, but I was telling the truth.
Yeah.
I woke up that morning and I went and charged my car.
Okay.
So I already had them step down.
Right.
Then I'm in the car listening to the radio and John come on.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm like, whoa, this is what them boys talking about.
John Schwartz. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what them boys talking
Okay,
about.
I
I've
hear
been hearing them. They've been calling me too.
Yeah.
I get in here and I just told
What when you heard John Schwartz, and this is the organizer of the People's Union USA, what was
John Schwartz, it was saying Al Sharpton and
I heard that too.
And I knew that.
But I knew
The first thing I heard was John Schwartz. Because
Yes.
when I the thing that even tipped me off to the whole thing was it was an article about the blackout, and it said organized by the People's Union USA. Well, me being me, I'm like, who is the People's Union USA?
Right.
I went to the page. again, because I got the question on my page and I ain't even made a decision whether I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But now I'm seeing all of the response. I'm like, now they asking me, are you going to do it?
Yeah, you
So
in.
I'm like, wait a minute, let me see what it
is.
is. I saw the demands and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, I can rock with this. Not everything, maybe not, but it's enough that I do agree with that I go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And so I put it in the comments. Yeah, that's easy. It ain't gonna take nothing away from me. Ain't gonna be nothing extra that I gotta do. So I stand with these people. I do this thing. That's how I made my decision. I didn't consider Al Sharpton because I didn't. When I went to the page of the people who were organizing, I didn't see Al Sharpton.
Al came up later.
He came up later, and then I saw a flyer saying Al Sharpton's was.
Yeah.
And I think they did that intentionally because they know how people feel about Al Sharpton.
Yeah, but that's how they're another destruction of another black man's name. Because honestly, I think.
Good morning, Miss Leslie.
We can do better.
Good morning.
I think we can do better.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, whether you took part in it or you didn't, that didn't make or break you. You had a decision and you could have made it any way you wanted. That's what I wanted to say, because I didn't feel, I seen the division. It was a big hole.
Yeah.
And I like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But that's what happens in that when you ask what should you be doing this day, the one thing is celebrating unity.
Yeah.
That's the we get like just unified.
Yeah, that was a response. So because I kept hearing, we don't need to be doing that. We don't need to. So I was like, okay, what should we be doing?
Yeah.
I'll do what the people say on that one.
What should we be doing?
What should we be doing? Because that was one of the takeaways, because everybody had this, we don't need to be doing this. And I'm like, okay, what should we be doing?
I think that's a two-part question.
Most of the people that I went back and forth with it had a bitterness a little bit about something they did and they didn't get support on.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And that's
okay.
That's what
I hear that.
So
okay.
Like, when you listen to it, it's like, because your idea didn't flourish the way that you want to do now, you're against this idea, even though it aligns with what you was doing originally.
And for me, that was why I couldn't not do it, because I had been talking about blackouts and hitting them in the pockets for years. Yeah. And now it's an organized effort that's happening nationwide. Like, how can I not participate?
Right.
But and so Q helped me see this that day. Like, I already participate in a blackout.
Yeah.
Like 90% of my money, when I can, I'm spending it in the hood with a black business.
Right.
Anyway, so after I thought about that, I'm like, oh
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It didn't take.
I'm like, that ain't.
It wasn't like a stretch. Like it didn't require me to do anything outside of what I was already doing. I just had to be a little mindful. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like, okay, wait a minute. If I do need gas, don't get it today. But it's like the things that I do already are in line with that. And that's why I was like, I commented. Somebody said, are you doing it? I'm like, it's too easy for me not to do it.
It didn't hurt me.
It didn't hurt me at all. Now, if you're talking about, sit-ins, die-ins, like all of that stuff, I don't do that. You know what I mean?
So I used to be like that.
Yeah.
When I first got into organizing, I wasn't with protesting and
I wasn't looking at everybody laugh because
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was. Yeah. I remember the first die-in I think I went to. It was on 4th Street and Central.
Okay.
They laid down right in front of.
Was that George Floyd? Or before that?
Yeah, I think it was the young brother with the hoodie.
Trayvon
Martin.
Okay, gotcha.
I think it was Trayvon Martin.
Okay,
and they did the lay down. I'm like, oh man, I kind of got on one knee. I'm like, I ain't.
Yeah.
Laying down.
Right.
But I ended up being all in.
Yeah, you really did.
Yep, I ended up being
and it's crazy because that's the thing. It's funny because I remember we was doing Fight for 15 and we were organizing a civil disobedience campaign. And it was like, people saying, okay, we need people to sign up to go to jail.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, y'all, hey, ain't none of y'all who talking about going to jail ever been to jail. I done been to jail. I ain't signing up to go to jail. I'm with y'all. I'm down for it. They had a list. If you want to go to jail, sign up. And so my role was to document them going to jail. Because I'm telling you, I ain't going to jail. Like, I got limits. Like, I'm but I'm not dying, I'm not sitting in, I'm not doing it. I need somebody to hold the money to come bail you out. Like, I'll be that person if we need to do that. But just going and like, I'm just like, that ship is sailed.
I think George Floyd kind of really bit me when that happened.
Yeah, that was. You had the bug heavy. You had it heavy, and I appreciate you for that, man, because the work that you did, the way you locked in with that, like, really made some substantive change in St. Pete. And this is another one of them. If I can give you your flowers, brother, we got called in as community leaders for a meeting at the police station where they were doing the first or second day of these protests. They were doing. You remember they were doing the protests here in St. Pete, and
in front of the police station.
They called us. They was in front of the police station. They called us in as a part of this community leader group, and everybody.
No, they called Brother John in. Brother
Okay.
John called me in.
Of course.
Hey, man. Hey, they got me this meeting.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, oh man, this is the new police station. Dang.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go.
Brand new police station.
Yeah, come on, I'll go.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And so we in there, and they talking about what they can do to stop the protests and how they gonna, you know, the sheriff was there and they like really ready to shut it down. And they were saying because these people are outside agitators. And then Mr. Edmond, classic Mr. Edmond, was like, well, that's what they said about Dr. King.
Oh yeah, messed the whole room up.
They said Dr. King was an outsider, and when he went to Alabama.
Yeah.
And so the same talking points that y'all trying to use to stop them from protesting here is what they did, you know, in the 60s.
Because of a book Brother John gave me.
Wow.
Brother John gave me a book. I'm telling you.
Wow.
And I read the book. And then when that thing happened, I'm like, dang, that's what they said about Martin Luther King.
And he said it in that room, and it flipped the room because they was ready to shut it down.
Oh, they said
they was not. They was ready to walk out of that room. They was looking for our blessing.
They said it. We're gonna after this meeting, we're going outside and we're gonna smash their head.
But that's how they. It was implied.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They didn't say it, but it was definitely implied. Like we finna go shut this down. But before we do that, we wanted to get the
community meeting,
and we wouldn't bless it. And when we didn't bless it, they had to think about it differently. And that thing ended up lasting 100 days.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it was one of the most, if not the most peaceful protests in the nation and in the city. And it was consistent, and it led to the creation of the call program. Because one of the demands of the march was to have, was to have police not respond to these nonviolent calls.
Right.
And we didn't call it the call program.
No, that was the name that they made.
That was the name that they gave it, but the demand was coming from the people's a movement St. Pete. It was coming from movement St. Pete. And
big shouts out to movement St. Pete.
You know what I mean? And then we was blessed to be able to get some resources to provide some training to the organizers, sent them to Washington for the anniversary. Remember the anniversary of
the 58th or 50 something anniversary
of the March on Washington and organize that. And so it was just an amazing experience. But again, I just want to thank you for locking in, because I went to the first day when they had that first day at the police station, and I went and I'm out there, and I was like, nah, I ain't doing this. Like, I'm not doing it. Like I knew then, like my mark. I just knew my mark. No, I got out there and as I'm standing out there, the rally, the energy, it was a beautiful experience. But I just realized in that moment, like, this ain't my calling, and this is not the way that I can best contribute, the way that I can best support, and the way that I can serve. And you had the totally opposite perspective. Like, you was there every day, because I went that first day and was like, nah,
I ain't go the first day. I maybe went. Maybe after, I didn't go the first day because my homeboy, God bless his dead, ACL, called me. He's like, man, I'm out here. Why you ain't out here? I said, all right, well, we at the police station, nigga. Come on.
Right. Good morning, E. And so it was just amazing to see how when you locked in, I saw an article with you, leading the page, leading the charge, and it was just amazing, man. But I do know what you experienced as well, because people don't understand when you called and you being led to do something that they're not being led to do. They question your calling. Why you doing that dumbass shit, man? Why you out there every day? That ain't our fight.
I got it.
And it was,
I got it.
You know what I'm saying? And that come with it. So everybody's not going to understand your mission, understand your vision, and understand your purpose. And we just got to be all right with that.
Yeah, because be all right. And just like so with the blackout, just kind of bringing it back into the blackout. Is that, like, regardless of what somebody do, somebody's gonna find a problem with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just wanna challenge everybody to do do you have to be right, or does the situation has to be right?
Yeah.
And so again, you keep on. I said the people I talked to is because they wasn't supported in they march, or people didn't catch on as fast as they did.
So they ain't supporting anything.
Right. And then I really think last Friday should have been a day that for people who decided to hop on, everybody who was already on that journey should have been cheering them on. Welcome to this side. You know what I mean?
We don't do that a lot of times.
Seeing it, and then and encourage them to continue this journey.
Right. And so for me, I saw the other dates, and there's a lot of dates, and personally, I'm gonna do my best, but I'm
It's
not.
more dates.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
it's
is.
more dates. It's
And this is what the
yeah.
people ask for. So what the black guy? So what we doing?
One day ain't gonna do nothing. Now they got 7 days. 7 days ain't gonna do nothing. Now they got 2 months. 2 months ain't gonna do nothing. In Selma, they went for 358 days.
But I think a lot of people form of advocacy is that being contrary. That's like a form of their advocacy. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's different forms of advocacy.
That's true.
And one of
they call them contrarians.
One of theirs is to be contrary.
Yeah.
That's part of their advocacy. That's part of their role. They're not gonna be necessarily the one who make a plan and go out and execute the plan. They'll be the one.
Their job is just to criticize the plan.
They'll be the one to try to poke the holes in the plan
when it's made. Okay,
you get what I'm saying?
I guess there's a place for that.
And it's definitely a place for that.
Definitely necessary.
So there is a place for that. Okay.
So Leslie Licey, being from up north, I kind of love the idea of gathering and protesting. My first was the Million Man March when I was in high school, and several others in DC afterwards. It was so powerful to see us gathered as a whole. Yeah, life changing, definitely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is what I'm telling people now about the blackouts. I'm trolling all posts, any post that's either for or against the blackout, and directing people. I'm putting the One Community Grocery Co-op in there.
That ain't trolling. You giving a solution.
Okay.
You giving it because trolling is kind of being sarcastic. And being joking. But that's a real solution.
I thought it was just like posting stuff that might have something to do with it, but don't really have nothing to do with it.
No. Like you got to pop and post it, and somebody say, I had a dream about you last night. Click on this post.
I'm doing that. because it's like, can we have the conversation that we really want to have?
Right.
The conversation that we really need to have, because I get it. Like, I think with the One Community Grocery Co-op, like, how can we not agree with that?
I think it ain't.
Like, that's something that we all can agree on.
But you're contrarian. If you being contrary, you get what I'm saying? That's
you gonna have a problem with that too?
No, but I'm saying, but that's a solution.
Because I started doing it with Green Book. After I started seeing, well, we need to support Black business. I'm like, okay, well, let me start tagging Green Book. Let me put Green Book in here so that people can know where to go and find Black businesses, because the Green Book of Tampa Bay is a directory of Black businesses that a lot of people don't know about. So I'm like, okay, if this is what the move is, let's start directing the people towards these resources that are already present in our community. It gotta be like, what if we're not solution based? What are we doing?
So
everybody ain't the solution based.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that.
No, but when you do give them the option of the solution, then they ain't gonna like. They said Green Book. Like, now what they're trying to say, all Black people smoke weed and everything. You know what I mean? Like, you
because they don't know the history of Green Book.
Hey, but that's a real thing, though.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
I'd have been in that.
Anything to just dispute it, and then that same person to be like, what we need to do.
Green Book got a white boy on the board, right? Like, it's weirdo.
So it's tainted.
Yeah,
I like my coffee straight black.
So that's where I'm in the space of knowing that you cannot and will not please everybody.
That's good.
But also knowing that we have to be solution based. And so y'all heard me say it multiple times. The question about what they're doing, we do need to be aware, because you got to watch their moves and how they're moving. But I'm thinking a lot of that energy and passion need to be directed towards what are we doing, what are we going to do. And I got some stuff I want to roll out. We ain't gonna say it now, but it's some stuff that we're gonna start rolling out.
That's what I'm talking about. To
really create an answer to that question.
Get
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Get active.
So I appreciate that. I appreciate the criticism. I appreciate the phone calls, those who actually called me, because there was people that was talking that wasn't talking to me. That's fine too. That's the way the world works. But those who called me, those who inboxed me, those who reached out to me directly to get clarification and understand my position, I really appreciate that. So thank y'all. Yeah, thank y'all. All right, so you're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
Well,
right here.
I wouldn't even listen.
That's how it goes. It's like internet where it freeze for a minute and then it come back. It's come back. Okay, yeah, I'm back. The solutions aren't always perfect, but the outcomes are what you focus on the most. Thank you for that. I didn't say, I was about to say. You said you glad you said that. I thought you were getting that.
No, that's right.
That's absolutely right.
And when you're looking at it, like it's a compromise with everything, because you got people that all come together to trying to figure out a solution. So we're all going to see it a little bit different.
But
you got to think that, like, at the end of the day, who has the best interest in mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And know that you're not gonna be able to get everything you want in this as long as we're getting the bulk of what we need.
Right. And so with that, I wanted to talk about this too, y'all. It's Freestyle Friday. So y'all.
What you about to talk about? Did you see the white lady downtown St. Pete?
Mm-mm.
Y'all saw the
What,
video?
the one called a nigga and saying,
Yeah.
What happened with the white lady downtown?
She been to St. Pete in.
Was this a new video? Because I remember a video.
It may have been the old one.
years ago with some white lady and a young black boy.
No.
It's something different.
It's a whole nother difference. She she ran in there, said that 7 black lesbians or something. And she said niggas stole her phone. Oh. But she called the police. Who phone? I don't know who phone she was calling the police on because she was on the phone.
Niggas stole my phone. Which phone? The one I'm calling the police on.
But she didn't.
That's wild.
It wasn't just black people. She was doing slurs at Spanish people.
Like just don't like nobody.
Yeah.
Oh wow. No, I didn't see that.
Somebody need to pray for her. Lay hands on her.
That's the other part too.
They just delusional.
And I think that so that's good you said that because I saw this thing around. This is what's coming up for me. I saw the thing around Elon Musk retweeting support for the pardoning of the dude Derek Chauvin who killed George Floyd.
Yeah.
And when I saw that,
you were triggered?
No, but I thought about how they pitch these things out, like the impact. So if they do that, number one, if they pardon him, he can only pardon him for the federal civil rights violation, not the state charges.
I was just gonna say it's symbolic.
Right. It'll be symbolic, with no real impact. Like he would still stay in prison because he's in prison on Minnesota state charges.
Man, they'll say free Timothy McVeigh if he still was alive. I'm telling you, man, these people are the most extreme.
Yeah.
But the truth is, they're just introducing us to the new normal.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. This has been 30 days, 40 days. This ain't been 4 years.
45 days, possibly.
Come on, man. This man signed executive orders like they press conferences.
Yeah. And so but here's the thing, when I saw that about it, I started thinking about how we get excited and get riled up, and now this whole law and order administration, right? Mm-hmm. And so they already criminalizing everybody, and we know criminal is another way to say nigga. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or other racial slurs. So they put everybody in the criminal bag because they just can't call you the slur like the white lady. She just was using the slurs. But if she wanted to be politically correct, she would just say they're criminals. They're all criminals. Criminals took my phone. Black criminals, Mexican criminals. Because
that's what we said last time. They make you a criminal before they violate your rights.
And so thinking about that in the context of people getting excited about of show taken to the streets. I'm not saying don't react because somebody hit you, you got reactions that you're going to do. You know, that's the sign that you're alive. That what's happening politically, we have to be one that's going to make sure that we get the greatest impact for our community and not put us in jeopardy. Because I mean, you think about you loot today, right? If you go and try and set something on fire right now, it's different from 2020. Like you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a whole lot that the response from them ain't going to be what it was before.
Did y'all see what happened with the Winter Haven family?
I saw the
gun on the baby.
I saw.
Yeah, I feel some type of way.
Wow.
I understand like people are here to protect, but
I didn't see the story. What prompted them? Like, how did they end up in that situation?
It was like
the boyfriend.
Yeah, it was like a family.
The boyfriend went and had an argument, a fight with somebody else. They left the scene. The police was called. The girl and her baby was one place. He was somewhere else. once the police was called, he left his family because he didn't want them
to get
involved in.
He didn't want to have what happened happen.
So he was about. They end up putting the guns and had her down. The baby dropped with her mother.
Yeah, mimicking what she was doing. I saw that.
And they're just trying to say that's not what happened. Like they say the baby wasn't scared. She was just mimicking her mother.
Are you serious? Her mama was scared then.
Right.
Yeah.
So then if her mother was scared and she was mimicking,
they minimizing the trauma.
They really are.
Yeah.
They really are. And I think that's it's a sad situation, because again, that just show you how they view your lives too. Because if that was a white lady with her baby, they would have thought twice before they put that gun on her.
Wow.
And I know that being a fact.
I mean, they pull guns on black people when they don't pull them on white people. So, so the white person wouldn't have even seen the hammer.
Yeah, I've seen videos with white people like banging the cars, trying to grab the gun.
Stop! Yeah. I'm gonna have to shoot you. Stop!
When he was shooting back at them, and the cops say, "Stop what you're doing! You have so much to live for." Now he ain't shooting back at him. He's pleading with this white guy that's in the swamp, in the water, shooting at him, and he telling him, "Think about what you're doing."
but the brother put his hands up and said, "I ain't do nothing wrong." Man, I ain't even stop around.
He was moving.
Yeah. They just arrested a brother in front of his house. His daughter's car was reported stolen.
Okay.
And they found the car, and they went up there and told them like they found the car.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess when the police saw the car, they thought it was still stolen. Now they pulled in the driveway, and they was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And he's explaining, "This car is registered here
to this house.
Look at it."
Yeah.
But I guess it was registered at her mother's house.
Okay.
But they're trying to say like, "Hey." And he was like, "I ain't going nowhere. Like y'all got y'all guns at me. Like this ain't a gun-worthy charge right now.
Right.
And
this is a property crime. This is not a violent crime. And it ain't even a crime.
And he's trying to explain, like, no. And he ended up getting arrested, and then the daughter like sitting up there, and she got her camera on, and the man's like, "Step back." She was like, "I've been here the whole time. What you mean? Like I haven't moved.
Right?
You're telling me to step back." And then he come over there. "Oh, your dad caused this. If what we say go, you need to listen to everything I say." And they have to stop that mentality.
Yeah. But like King J.I. put in here, a lot of the stuff that they're doing is really a gateway for police immunity.
Oh yeah, they sanction everything
they should be doing to move in that direction.
Listen,
according to them anyway.
It's a new executive order that just was signed saying he wants the death penalty for anybody that kill a cop.
Yeah. And I was seeing something. I think they said it was only 2 white people ever given the death penalty for killing a black person in the history of this country. Only 2 ever got the death penalty for killing a black person. Just let that sizzle in your spirit.
Killing a cop, like if you make it, we gonna kill you anyway.
Yeah.
We're gonna kill the police and make it.
Oh my God, that's true, and it's a lot to go with that, man. But
it's a very lot.
And then to the thing, it was something about the executive. Oh, I remember. I think Florida law. You was talking about the daughter filming, and you've seen that they just put a new law that talks about interfering with police and all of that. So they like trying to really get in front of those who film those incidents and like making another law that's gives them the okay to be able to approach you if they feel like you're obstructing them in doing their job. Because before the law would allow you to be a certain distance, I think they're making the distance longer, so you got to stay back further.
So you can't catch the evidence of them being so like it's so crooked.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's the world that we live in. So you're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Thank y'all for tuning in. We really appreciate y'all. Tag a friend, share it with your friends. And also, if you want to contribute and help this program keep going, you can give stars. Do that by hitting that star button at the bottom, and let's keep the conversation going.
Share.
Do that.
Follow.
That too.
All of that.
Subscribe. That too.
Book us for events.
Yep, that too. That too. All those things. So this was what I was about to say earlier. We got to learn how to talk to each other.
Okay, talk about it.
Like we got to really learn how to talk to each other.
It's horrible sometimes.
People don't know how to talk to each other. And a lot of the disagreements can be resolved if we just knew how to talk to each other. Because you might be saying what you're saying might be right, but it's how you saying it a lot of times. Because that's when you get into the who you think you're talking to, like, and you can't hear what the other person is saying because of how they're saying it. Talk to me, young. What we gonna do? How can we have real conversations with each other and begin to resolve some of our conflicts through conversation?
You know what? We really have to change our mindset, like, because we take stuff so personal. So let's take the parade.
Okay.
Like, we were really polite at the parade. Like, hey, we're filming right here.
Okay.
And people really got attitude. I'm trying to catch my daughter. We're trying to catch her too.
Right. We're trying to have your daughter go viral.
Right. We're doing the whole production.
Yeah.
And the lack of just like the disrespect, and it's an authority thing.
Yeah.
Like, you feel like somebody's over you and you don't want to respect it. Like, I'm grown, I do what I want to do. Our attitudes about stuff is just crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's manners, just having understanding good manners. You know, please, thank you, excuse me, like, hey.
But people don't got that.
That's the problem.
Right.
Because that can solve a lot of these issues if you just had better manners.
It's like Kiana said, it's mental too.
Yes, it's definitely a mindset.
People know better, but still do.
And some people don't know better because
people know better.
But
People know better. People know they talking to people crazy.
Yeah, they do know when you
they know.
Yeah.
They know who not to talk to crazy.
That's right. That's right. And then how do you respond when somebody talk to you crazy? That's the other part of it. Because now somebody talking to you crazy, you in a space where you like, I ain't really on that, but now you talking to me crazy. We have to have the emotional intelligence to be able to remove ourselves from those situations or be able to navigate those situations, because again, you can't control what somebody does to you, but you can control your response. And so the fact that you talking to me crazy don't mean I have to match your energy, and now we in the whole thing.
You know, sometimes you don't.
I'm really like most times. Like
people come to get in your face.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Sometimes people come and their whole thing is, man, I'm gonna see what I can see what so, and then they try to push your buttons.
Yeah. And that's the thing, when they try to push your buttons, once they push your buttons, you react a certain way.
And you get them what they want.
Yeah.
So the thing is
you give them what they don't want.
No.
Maybe. See, I got some stuff that they don't want. There's people, people think they want it from Brother John, but they really don't. And I be trying real hard. I have done a very good job, by God's grace, of not giving people what they be asking for, but it's tiring and exhausting. And that ship is starting to like get further and further out in the sea. Hell yeah, man. It's boy, I'm telling you, it's hard work being the bigger person all the time, consistently. And I'm just like leaving that space with certain people and really being intentional, because I was thinking about this too. I'm like, you know what? I resolve a lot of conflict. We talked about it too, Mr. Edmond, when you said like how I accept the responsibility to address conflicts that people have with me. I'm being real selective with that now, because I'm seeing that it's people who are intentionally misunderstanding.
Exactly.
Like it's not a misunderstanding. You trying to misunderstand me. You're not trying to hear what I have to say. You're not trying to see my perspective. And so when you say it, you couch it like you don't understand, but you really do. You just want to not understand. And so I ain't even I ain't doing it.
It's like say you handle her a certain type of way.
Let me see, you handling me a certain way. Now you want me to talk to you properly, child. That's right though. Because you come to me crazy and I'm not supposed to talk crazy back to you.
You know what? Sometimes, and so y'all know I'm petty. Like, we talk about my pettiness, right? And my pettiness is like at all high, right? Like I pray about the pettiness.
Okay.
Right? Because it's horrible.
Yeah.
It is horrible.
Your petty meter is high.
Horrible,
yeah.
Right? But then, and I think I'm petty because this is my way of not really reacting the way that I really like.
Like not giving the full blow up.
Right. Because,
so you give like a little blow up.
Because I be like, they try to take me off of the goal. Like, my plan is to get here, and if I get distracted, I ain't gonna make it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, that is their mission, is to get you distracted so that you don't finish your plan and get to where you're trying to go. And so keep that in mind when people coming at you with all the noise and the pettiness. You gotta look. They're there for distraction because they want to stop your break.
Is that what they call tricking you off the street, Mr. Edmund?
Don't let them trick you off.
It's like bullies from school. Right?
Okay.
Who grew up and they have nothing else to do. This is their form of bullying.
Okay.
You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's a real thing.
This is their it's a mental problem.
Yeah.
And then if you never get checked or it never come at you, you still do it. You still do it to your kids. You still do it to people, but you just ain't punching them in the face.
Right.
You punching them in the face with words.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, in my mind, I mean, I think it's part of the territory.
Right.
I think, like embarking on this lifestyle, you're inviting it.
Yeah.
You're inviting people because
this is part of what come with it.
It's part of what come with it because we the people who they want to discredit.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's just
that's true.
So as soon as you start throwing hands, see, I told you.
Yeah, well,
that's all right. That's all right. And I told you too.
You talking like he a leader. You talking about he a leader.
Yeah.
They say that
I ain't never said that. That's what they said.
They say they attack issues, not people.
Okay, but he just beat the shit out of this one dude over here in the corner. That's why we attacking. Talking about resolution, conflict. Because I'm the conflict, and we gonna handle it. And you can't avoid a conflict that you're already in. You have to resolve it. Yeah. So that's it. And then the other thing, when we talk about, that's the interpersonal piece of it. Mm-hmm. But then teaching people how to properly address you and pronounce your name. Because I was thinking about this. We were talking about language, and we were talking about how they change the names of things, how they change our names. Have you ran into a situation? I was experienced this with somebody where they corrected a white person who mispronounced their name, and the white person was like, "Well, the way I say it is easier for me," and was gonna continue to call them out their name. And I'm like, "Wait a minute, you seen that before?" Yes, I saw it in the place I was working, and they was like, I'm just gonna say it this way because that's easier for me.
No, how about this? Don't call me. Just don't say nothing to me.
But you see what I'm saying?
Look me in my eyes, then we'll get eye contact.
but it's like teaching people how to properly pronounce your name is like and it's like that's
cultural.
It's a cultural thing, and that's what we seeing with this whole, it ain't Mexico, it's America. Speak English, you in my country. Like that's that mindset that is starting to show up because it showed up in.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's nationalism.
Nationalism.
I was listening to former President Bush.
Okay.
The Bush 2.
Okay. The son. Okay. H.
Bush. Yeah.
Okay.
So
W. Yeah, that's
and he was talking about in the 1920s.
Okay.
How we had nationalism, we had nativism, and all these different isms.
Right.
And I thought about today, like what right now, 100 years later.
That's funny.
The nationalism that they were dealing with then is the same what we're dealing with now. They didn't help Europe during the 20s. That's how Hitler came into power.
Okay, because he just left them over there.
Because we were doing nationalism. We were kicking Jewish people out of the country. Okay. We were kicking Italian people out of the country. We weren't letting people in then. Exactly what we're doing right now. But it ain't that group of people. It's a different group of people.
Yeah.
But we're literally doing the exact same thing right now.
Right.
As a war bills.
And you know what's... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, as a war bills in Europe, again, right? It's like almost like it's lining up almost the exact same as the past.
And it's interesting. I was watching a documentary on the creation or the invention of race, right? And it was in that same time period when they had like all of these people coming from Europe to the United States, and they were, Italians, they were, Irish, it was more national, like you said, the nationalism. And so they was coming under all of these nationalities, but then the shift went from like, okay, how can we deal with these nationalities and unite the nationalities? And the uniting factor was like, well, all of us is white. And so they started banding the white, and then they started making these categories and segments to justify continuing and perpetuating racism, because it was like a way, how do we unite our people? We unite them under the banner of being white. And so that was another one of the things I thought was interesting, how they created that as a uniting factor for them, because you still was poor when you got here, but you was poor and you was white. So being white gave you at least that advantage
Right.
over everybody else.
Mhm.
And then they started implementing structures and institutions to further that idea of white supremacy real. But they couldn't do a white supremacist agenda with national identities. And so they had to, even though you're Italian and even though you Norwegian or Swiss, whatever you came from, they couldn't bring them all together because they had their own beef with each other, the Polish and the this.
Yeah.
But they was like, you know what, we all white. And so they united under the banner of their whiteness so that they can continue the idea of white supremacy and put it in those institutions. And I thought that was interesting. And we seeing that move again
right now.
Like they coming back to that. So toxic beauty. There was a study that just came out that says synthetic hair that's marketed to Black women has been found to contain lead and carcinogens.
Oh yeah, arsenic. Listen, arsenic. Listen,
you see Keanu Reeves? She whipped that ponytail over.
Listen, arsenic.
Oh my God.
Listen,
hold on, let's take a break. Oh my God, that was too funny. I didn't know that was gonna happen. Oh my God. What you say? Yes.
yeah.
So as you got, and I had no idea that was going to interest of our health and our people.
Now you're the bully.
Now I'm bullying people. Because no, now you're the bully. I ain't trying to do that. That ain't what I'm trying to do.
No, but this is serious story.
It really is.
Listen,
man.
because not only is the hair, but the chemicals.
Yeah.
Right. Because
like the stuff you put on your scalp.
There are literally class action lawsuits going out right now for the cancers that it caused.
Right.
That they're trying to gather people together
with these products. And so this was another one because they you're right, they have done the studies around like perms and those type of chemicals.
It's been on us forever. Jerry curl.
Listen.
Yep.
So I've had a perm. I had a perm. I never had a Jerry curl.
Okay.
Never had a Jerry curl.
I did. I had an S curl.
No, well, S curl, Jerry curl. I never had none of the curls.
For about 4 weeks till my daddy came back home.
I will tell you, I haven't been personally.
Like, what? I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I've been personally natural for probably like 15, 16 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been natural for a long time.
And what prompted you to go natural? Was
laziness?
It wasn't the chemicals and like you didn't get woke and because I mean it was like
brother.
It was like my sister. That's what they're doing in your head, my brother. Don't perm your hair, my sister.
My brother. So one day I woke up after a perm.
Okay.
And I had a sore in it. And I said, this cannot be right.
Oh.
And I said, never again. And then I started walking down that journey.
Of natural, yeah.
No, that's not what happened.
That's not the ritual.
Come on, y'all.
That's not how it happened. And you realize that this
wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I was lazy.
Okay.
I had my hair braided, didn't want to unbraid it from under something that I sew in, and I just kept it going and just never like. And
your hair was flourishing up under there.
Right, and then and I've always had pretty and thick hair, so I just kind of worked. So by the time the whole natural wave came on, I was already kind of on it. So I just kind of like
jumped in, just like double dutch.
Like, forget the creamy crack, like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like just
creamy crack.
Yeah.
That's what they call it?
Yeah, that's the perm.
Oh,
what show that was with Queen Latifah?
Creamy crack.
It was
Beauty Shop.
Beauty Shop.
Creamy crack.
Yeah. But a lot of people have went back to it because
back to perm.
Creamy crack.
Because
back to they relapse.
They went back to creamy crack.
They relapse.
Hair is a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
So everybody has different.
Because it's alive.
That's
I mean, this is and I'm finna get into my Nation of Islam bag. But natural hair is alive. Yeah. And that's why it's
that's why they process it to kill it.
And so when you fry it, you think about something that's dead.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you're doing to your hair. You're killing your hair. And so the new growth, you think about it, it's growing again, and it's harder to manage because it's actually alive. And so you fry it to kill it, so it's easy for you to move it and manage.
So look, I want to say this because I thought about this yesterday. I was thinking about this same subject, right?
Okay.
And I think like a lot of these cancers, a lot of stuff that our people going through is caused by these products.
Yeah.
And they'll get in the hospital and be on their deathbed and be like, hey, I just want you to do my hair before you You get what I'm saying? I done had people in the hospital getting their hair done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to look your best.
Wow.
I understand it, but you
You
feel
don't
me?
realize the thing that's having you looking your best is killing
You
you.
feel me?
But you
It's like
know,
it's like the food at the repast is what killed the.
That's just what it's thinking. What I'm trying to figure out.
It's like the person died of a heart attack, and you
you got
feed
the
them
best
everything
food.
that's going.
This is his favorite food, baby. with bacon and a pound of
His
sugar.
favorite meal.
This is favorite
The
meal.
man died of high cholesterol and high blood.
Got hamburger inside of the baked beans with bacon.
people who in on they deathbed, right?
Yeah.
They figure I'm gonna die anyway. I might just go
Yeah,
out
yeah,
and
that's how they
and
feel.
go for real.
Yeah.
And
You right
I'm
though.
like,
That's what it be about.
I have people in my life that do drugs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I came to the conclusion I'm no longer forcing or trying to force them to have a better life. I realized this is the life they love. Like this is really the life they love.
But do they?
Yes.
But do they love it? I don't think so.
Ooh,
I don't think so.
That's a thought.
I don't
Do they
think so.
love it?
I don't think so. Because I'm dealing with a situation like that for real.
Yeah, it's hell.
It's you got a hard life and you trying to deal with it. That's why when we talk about mental health, we talk about therapy. The way you deal with stress, everybody deal with stress differently. And so the way we deal with stress, some people just work. You know, they work hard, like they spend their time on their job or they commit to a project or a purpose. Some people go to the gym and they work out and deal with stress. And then some people take a little nip on the weekend and some people take a bump. And now so but everybody's trying to escape the present reality by doing something to get rid of that stress. And they just get caught up. That's what I think it might be.
And then get addicted.
And then you get hooked on that because reality is hard.
Some people really love the high.
Yeah, that's what Aaron Green just said. They love the rush.
Yeah.
But people chase it though because you don't get high the same. As a person that's been high, right? You don't get high the same.
Yeah.
You're chasing that original high because the high wears down over time.
Right.
And so it's really you just jonesing now.
Right.
You ain't getting that real rush like you used to.
And then think about this too, when you because I've seen it. Like I've seen, people who do drugs, get off drugs, and then relapse. And then you think about when you talk about loving the rush, like, okay, they know that, being sober and going to school and changing their life is the thing that they need to do. But then something happens in their reality,
and then they go back,
and they want to escape that reality.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like, how do you deal with it? How do you handle the stress? And some people handle it with drugs.
They do, and so at this tender age, and maybe I might change my mind. Is that like I can't give the capacity to try to help you fight your addiction anymore. Like I've been there, they've been like, come on, and
it's heartbreaking.
No, you talking about the trauma that comes from loving somebody.
It's heartbreaking. It breaks your heart. It really do break your heart. Yeah.
But that's a trauma though. You gotta.
At this point, when I say like they gotta enjoy it, once you have been narcan multiple times to come back to life, that would be like I died one time and somebody got I'm done.
But look,
I'm done. And I'm like,
wait, what just happened? I was dead.
I almost killed myself.
Y'all had to bring me back to life, right?
But I know people who have been narcan and hop up and then less than 24
They be like, that shit was right.
Same thing you gave me.
Yeah, the shit just
but
that's
for real.
So you know what? I'm no longer trying to stop you from doing that because clearly that's your happy space. Because once I'm dead, I'm done.
But see what you said? That's your happy space.
But that ain't their happy space. That's their
that's their coping space. Thank you. That was the word. Because it's how people cope and how people deal with it.
It become a point where that become their normal. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because and then so now when I ain't high, I'm not normal.
Yeah.
And you think that I'm normal when I'm not high.
Yeah.
But when I get high, that's when I feel normal.
Yeah.
And that's why they be high all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because that's my normal. That's where I want to be. This world been hard to people.
Yeah. And then if you ever had a hangover, one of the cures for a hangover is to
do it again.
Is to do it again. And
Which is the stupidest thing to me.
But it worked though.
I guess it worked.
I don't have a few hangovers. I had to bite the bullet that bit me.
And I have somebody else that always say to me, like, hey, you gotta chase the dragon that chase you. Or something like that. I'm like,
you just say that's just it. It's their addiction. Although you may not agree, the person enjoys it. And
Okay.
then Aaron
And that's why
says,
I
yes, they always have a reason to use the drug.
And that's the thing. So if they're enjoying it, why are they trying to stop?
Oh, okay,
you got
let
people.
me
Why are you trying to stop
but let
something
me
that you
double down
really
on
enjoy?
this.
This is what I said. I don't really think they be trying to stop. They only say it in front of the people who want them to stop.
But let me double down on this.
No,
Let's double down on addiction.
Yeah, we don't subscribe to all. Yeah, I hear that. But I hear you.
But let's double down on addiction, right?
Okay.
We are in a very addictive culture right now.
Yes.
Everybody has an addiction, whether it's your phone, whether it's your liquor, whether it's your crack, whether it's your weed.
Girls, guys.
Everybody we're dealing with addiction like all around. And we look at some addiction worse than others.
Yeah.
Crack and heroin and all that. And then, weed, all right, you all right. Drink, oh yeah, you even better. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you addicted to your phone, don't worry, that ain't nothing.
Yeah, that ain't nothing.
You get what I'm saying? But it still is an addiction that we're dealing with, or knowingly or unknowingly.
Yeah.
Because some people don't even know they're addicted to the stuff they're addicted to.
How did your child act when the power went out, wasn't no internet?
King Jeff said, how did your child act when the power went out and there was no internet?
Listen, that's what I would just
withdraw. And it wasn't just my child.
My
mom was like, if I just had my internet. Yeah.
Take the device.
My granny was like, I'm good, but I ain't got no internet.
Look,
and I was like,
the device.
You think about internet?
Listen,
yes.
Take the device and watch the withdrawal symptoms. They're the same as drugs. I was just telling somebody this yesterday.
Yeah, it was me.
Oh yeah, dang. Listen, yes, listen. I was just saying this yesterday.
That's so crazy.
You take the device away, and the same symptoms, the same moodiness, right? The same crankiness, the same mental. Like, now I ain't talking about the physical, but the same withdrawal symptoms happen.
Yeah,
and we ain't noticing. Go sit, go. But no, that baby is having withdrawals from that device,
right.
From that computer or from that thing that's been giving him his endorphins, like at an exhilarating rate,
right?
And that's why we love the phone.
And you think about the time you spend, and I'll tell you that look, I got a problem with Facebook Reels.
Yeah, they stay. Yeah.
It's just you
hypnotize yourself.
You just keep going. You just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, and you realize, damn, it's been 45 minutes. It's been an hour, and I'm just on here doing nothing. Like swirl, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a real TikTok. It's like a real thing. Like once you get roped in, like and it's like, okay, let me get off of here.
Did you see what they said?
That's the person saying, let me get off crack.
No, for real.
I'm trying to quit.
But did you see
what they said? You trying to quit scrolling and you scroll for 2 more hours.
Did you see what they said about scrolling? Why they did it? Because it's motor skills.
Yeah.
So this is a part of the addiction.
Yeah.
That's why you ain't scrolling this way, or you
scrolling up.
That's why you scrolling, because you.
And they also said the thrill of discovery.
Hey, I'm telling you,
because you're looking for something new. It's like a rabbit hole for real.
Yeah, it's a big rabbit hole.
It's like a rabbit hole, and so
I'm going down the rabbit. I'm choosing not to go down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
Of addiction with the devices.
I mean, no, with people.
Oh,
he's coming back. Let's bring it back.
Bring it all back. I ain't going up.
Her facilitation.
That's your part.
That's our second or third time bringing us back to the original point. I appreciate
you. Yes, absolutely not.
And with that, y'all, it's after 9 o'clock, man. So I just I want to say if we do final thoughts, if that's where we at. That's where we at.
That's where we at.
It's up to you because you started a little bit late.
Okay, well, yeah, I got some stuff that I need to do. So so we gotta land the plane.
There's always things that need to be done.
Hold on. I'm gonna take this comment from my wife. She said, if something is in the air and water, really all of this stuff is being promoted. You can tell someone not to do whatever or have been told about it, but that curiosity kicks in. Yeah, and that's definitely a real thing.
I get it, but like once I die once.
No.
Yeah, once you die, you think that'll be enough to get your attention.
But in different cultures, that is a part of it. Like, oh man, your boy died. You'll say, where he went? He went around on the Black House.
Let me get some of that.
I'm going to the Black House today.
Yeah, I want some of
that stuff.
That's
part of that culture. In that,
the most powerful and
they call it subsection or subculture.
Yeah,
that's part of it. Death and dying and being brought back is part of it. That's part of it.
And some of them feel like they're dead already anyway. So it's like I'm already dead. I ain't got nothing to live for.
My Heavenly Father, and then He give me and wake me up. No, I'm not there.
Yeah, I hear that.
Not there. But
I hear that though.
For people that are there, I'm not chasing you down that rabbit at home.
Yeah.
If you want to get out, I'm not gonna deny you help.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to insert and enforce my views or what I think your life should look like, because again, it's your life.
Yeah.
I realize, like, honestly, the vision that you have for people is not
Vision they got for
It's not always their vision.
and it's their life to live.
Right on. All right. Well, be
that's
the
it.
change that you want to be. Hold on. It's some events that's happening. I do want to talk about some of this stuff that, in the community. So we talked about it earlier. Art in the Park, Deuces Live this Saturday from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's the Spring Awakening on the Deuces. So as the season changes, let's awaken our spirits with an electrifying night of art, music, and community on March 8th. Soulful strokes and rhythm notes. That's Chandra. That's why I had to cite the source. That was a bar. Soulful strokes and rhythmic notes. Feel the groove with live music. They got Brian Paray. Shout out to Brian. He's going to be on the sax.
Campbell Park Neighborhood Association president. What's up?
Yep. Matthew Fleming. Beats that make you move. Then they got visual arts. There's a lot. It's going to be a lot happening. And so come out on the Deuces 5 to 10 this weekend for Art in the Park. And there's also for teens, there's this teen resource fair that's going to be happening. We know we're talking about all the things that, how teens need something to do. They need to be able to get into stuff. And so there'll be a resource fair that will highlight opportunities for teens at Campbell Park. And that's from 10 to 2 this Saturday as well. So if you got a teen, you don't know what to do with them, or you want to try and get them involved in something, there'll be a resource fair that'll have opportunities for you to do something with your children this weekend at Campbell Park. So, yeah.
All
right. Well, if more that needs to be done, it needs to be said. Yeah. That's all I got. Mr. Edmund, you got a final thought?
Final thoughts on One Community Grocery Co-op.
Yes.
Join OCGC.co-op.
Right on.
If you don't know